last time on the Wild beyond the Witchlight, you had made your way to Thither, one of the realms of Prismere, via a hot air balloon. It's a gigantic forest filled with pretty little fireflies making lights, birds chirping, and just like in Hither, it's kind of a never-ending twilight. The sun is neither setting nor rising. Met up with a hermit who lived in a cave named Nim. He provided you with some magical items. As you explored more of the forest, came across a pack of blink dogs who were mourning a fallen comrade. A little mushroom person who was getting literally buttered up in a bath so a goblin could eat them. You saved him. Passed by a lake with a misty silvery fog, but you decided to pass it by. And you had the choice of going to a little oak where a fugitive named Will of the Feywild, fugitive at least in the eyes of Scabbeth the Nightshade, the hag, but you decided to go to Loomlurch, the hag's lair, first. After having some goblin candy, at least buying some goblin candy, you got an introduction to Granny Nightshade. And during tea and biscuits, she said she would return Kal'zi's lost item, his centaur half, if you perform a task for her. It could either be one, bring her Will the Feywild alive, is a former child worker of hers that managed to escape and run away. 2, find the unicorn horn that Bavlorna, the hag, had lost. Or 3, travel to Yon and ruin a play that's being put on by the youngest hag's sister, Endolin. She gave you a choice of any of those 3, and no time limit. And so you had just finished your tea time with Scabatha. Change the maps here. You find yourself in the workshop area where several children are making toys.
I was good.
And before she left, Scabatha took out a set of keys, opened up the door on the east side of the room to tend to her garden.
Kal'zi was basically just heading right for the door. Get out the sort of courtyard. I look back. It's kind of like waiting. Like
one of the kids say, "It's like, wow, that guy was in a hurry. Yeah, didn't even stop to say hi."
This is where we start role-playing, everybody.
Yes. I know. I'm trying to set my headphones a second.
Oh, okay.
No, we need permission to roleplay.
I like the idea of Kal'zi being the jerk of the group, because I think probably like the least jerkish of everyone. Especially...
He'd probably be like, jeez, come on, guys. God, you suck. Okay.
Sorry, I didn't mean it. You don't actually suck.
So in this room, you do see... I'm gonna say the 3 children you see in this room. Wasn't gonna find unique icons for all of them, so I put their description here. You do see and all these kids seem to be 8 to 11 or 12 years old. We see a male drow, a female halfling, and a female human.
He seems to be in a rush.
He's kind of standing outside, looking in, just kind of like tapping my foot.
Once Scabatha leaves, the drow boy gets up on the table, starts to prance around happily, the bar soap And the two other children start to cheer.
Man, fuck these kids. Aster's taking off after Kal'zi, just like clip-clopping.
As Aster comes out, Karen's just gonna ask, like, what is going on in there? What are they cheering about?
I don't know. Fuck them kids. Sorry, that's really rude of me to say. I don't know. Kids are weird.
So Karen's gonna poke her head back in to see what's going on. What's all this? What's all this going on right now?
What's this? What's this?
What's all this?
Okay,
I'm talking
to
to
the
the kids. Yeah, being like, hey, what's everyone jumping on the table and cheering? What's that in your hand?
Merriment?
What's in your mouth? Drop it.
Yeah.
I wouldn't have
A
that in
knife.
my house.
No.
He puts the bar of soap behind his back. Nothing.
Can I like perception or something to see if I caught it was bar of soap, or is I just know?
Give me a perception check or investigation.
15.
It's definitely a bar of soap.
Why do you have to hide a bar of soap from me? It's not that big of a deal. Nothing to certainly cheer about.
Maybe you just mind your own business.
Excuse you? Jumping on tables with dirty feet is certainly everyone's business. That's just for food.
I'll get down. Little halfling girl goes up. She goes,
Yeah.
she goes,
She goes,
Shoot
"Wah."
rubber.
she goes, it's like, hey, no, remember what they said. You have to be polite to the grown-ups. Even the old ones. Especially the old ones.
Even though Aster can't hear what's going on, he's like, I feel it. A disturbance. Karen's about to lose it.
That's right. Whenever you see an old person, whenever that happens, if you were to do it to one of them, big deal.
Well, you want my bar of soap? Maybe if you give me something in return. You might
I
find
don't want the bar of soap. I'm just curious what's all the jumping and hoo-hawing about for a bar of soap. A bar of soap should be a necessity in everyone's home.
He kind of looks around, and he shows you the bar of soap, and you see a imprint of a key.
Oh, I see. Very smart.
Took
Is
this.
quite-
He says, stole the key from Pincushion, made an imprint of it before she noticed it was gone. That means we can sneak into the kitchen tonight.
Well, why would you need to do that? Aren't you fed enough during the day?
Yeah, but Granny Nightshade keeps all the good stuff in the kitchen. All the sweets. And the cake!
Well,
You know, the ones made of real sugar and not crickets.
Yeah, it's like the non-cricket candy. Well, then one of them goes, I like the cricket candy.
Well, I don't think that is a very good way to go about anything. Making a copy of a key and sneaking in the middle of the night. Who would have... Children these days, I wouldn't let it happen in my place. But
No, you keep
we
your...
are very busy right now, and I just don't want to deal with it. So I'll be on my way.
Oh, so you make your kids work all day and night too? That's great.
I don't have kids. Why would I? Well, I'm going to be off now that my curiosity has been figured out.
Yeah, come on. She's not gonna help us.
What do you need help with? Reaching something?
Then they start working on their toys again. It's like help. What do you think? We're prisoners here.
I thought this was an excellent summer camp where you build some life skills and character.
Summer camp. It's like, no. We're taken from our homes. by a Grey Nightshade and forced to make toys. These creepy toys.
No one
And like
even
one of them
wants
hauls up
those.
a little wooden guillotine that they're making. It's like, see, what kid would want to play with this?
Exactly, who would want to play with that? And what parent would let someone play with that? I see something's going on here. I'm starting to put it together. You were all kidnapped and forced to do horrible labor, and you don't get cake. This all seems quite horrible now.
It's like, she's finally getting it. We're just enjoying herself at the carnival, and then turn around and see this creepy little girl with a pig mask.
That girl is terrifying and should not exist in my books.
Yeah.
What? I think I may have saved a halfling from that girl.
I guess lucky for him.
Yes, no, it was lucky I was there. So wait, is that pig girl here?
They kind of go quiet. And they go, yeah, we don't talk about her. We don't see her that often, which is...
That's
good.
probably for the best. Do you know where she is?
They just kind of point to the door to the north. It's like she stays near the back of Lurch.
You know what her deal is, because she seems kind of weird. And is she actually even a child? Or is she someone where they're like childlike forever and actually she's like, I don't know, 10,000 years old or something silly?
One of them goes, well, we're children forever. We've been here for years and we haven't grown up at all. But I think she smells really bad, so I think she's one of those like ghouls. She's ghouly.
Oh? I see. Do you know if she carries any weapons on her?
One of the kids piped up. She doesn't need weapons. She has these claws that she can scratch you with.
Thank you for knowing. I'll keep that in mind for later. Can't deal with this now, but I will keep it in mind, and I'm pretty sure we'll come back and solve this. Because stinky kids that are probably a bajillion years old are just not of this earth, and should not be.
Well, I guess good luck, I guess.
Yep. Sorry can't do anything now, but certainly keeping it in the books for later.
So Pim is in the room still. And one thing I want to keep an eye out for is if there's a lot of stolen children here, the child of the lost and found person, is there anyone that fits the description that we've seen so far?
Well, they would stand out very easily because they are a displacer beast, which is like a little panther with tentacles coming out of their back.
There was another child that was lost, wasn't there?
Let me go. I mean, there were two children with the lost and found person, the displacer beast there, and one of them kind of ran away.
Oh, right, the centaur girl's relative or something.
Don't. It was just two people. I think two little kids.
There was the cub, and then there was like some kid's brother.
Yeah, he kind of ran away, and you had to find him.
Yeah, but he wasn't lost to.
Right.
No, I think we're thinking of somebody that was related to the carnival that went missing.
Yeah, that's
maybe.
Display
It was the bugbear, right?
Oh yeah,
yeah.
Bugbear's brother, yeah.
Burley. Forget if it was Burley or Hurley, but they weren't kids. He was an adult, but yeah, his brother went missing. He's the one that suggested to you to steal the watch from Mr. Witch.
Yeah.
He likes reading books.
Yes. He's strong in muscles and in brains.
And Gray is kind of standing in the doorway listening to all this as well.
Well, the sooner we leave, the sooner we can come back. So we're gonna go do our things, and maybe we'll be better prepared to deal with the things that, unfortunately, children should not have to deal with. but we'll be more prepared for it. Deal?
Deal.
All right, go talk to my team.
Are-
I'm sure.
Are you gonna find Will?
Maybe.
Sometimes he comes here and frees one of us, but all the guards and protection around here doesn't make it easy.
He might be good to talk to about how to get in here when people don't want you to get in here. All right, good to know. Excellent information, everyone. Okay, back to work, and then just kind of like walks out.
I love that's the information that's the what Karen got out of that.
Yeah.
Gray pipes up as she's starting for the door. Or wait, were they whispering that last part?
About Will?
Yeah.
In a hushed tone.
Okay, so I might not have heard it.
There's
Then.
really no one to overhear. Like, no one's spying.
Okay, so never mind then.
Right?
Kal'zi's just kind of like been standing there, just kind of like tapping his fingers, like he's got his arm folded and he's tapping his fingers on the one that's on the upper part of his arm.
Chucklehead. Oh, sorry.
Yeah, just kind of like every so often go to Aster's like, are they coming? Are they coming?
All right,
I'm
so what's
sure
the plan?
Can I
Oh.
speak, please?
Sorry.
I'm sure they're coming. Look, you've waited. Like, I understand it's within your reach now, so you're real excited. But like, I mean, realistically, you've waited this long. You can wait like 5 more minutes.
I honestly don't feel like I can't.
Chucklehead walks up to you, Kal'zi. It's like, well, you haven't enjoyed your lollipop yet. Why don't you take a bite of that there?
Saving it for later. I don't even look at him.
Oh, it's gonna go bad if you don't eat it soon.
I like it
You'll
bad.
Save it for a special occasion. Chucklehead.
Chuckle fuck.
That's the first time I've ever heard Joey say the F word. What the fuck? Holy
you
shit.
haven't been around here recently.
No, I
Your
have
discretion advised.
not.
Oh,
Wait,
trust
what is
me.
this? What is this show rated, Joey?
Oh, trust me. Aster has made this show a hard
I
PG-13.
know.
for
I'm
a while.
sorry. I'm
It's
sorry.
okay. No, it's okay. There's no rating.
We get one F-bomb every episode.
And it comes from one?
It's one.
Oh
Fuck.
no.
Listen, since I told another group, it's like we're not being recorded. It like gets filthy sometimes.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Yeah. No. Aster will put a hand on Kal'zi's shoulder, like, you can wait. It'll be fine. Just take a deep
No.
breath. Ease the tension in your shoulder. You're so tense.
You feel that he's tense, but he's also not like anything close to like hyperventilating. He's got
No,
this
no.
like, yeah. I'm just pointing that out as what the character is doing right now. Yeah, maybe that's what I need. He's still just like looking, waiting for everybody to come out because it's obviously while Kal'zi or while Karen's still in there.
Like, do you need a massage?
What?
Do you need a massage?
massage.
No.
Oh. Sometimes it helps people relax.
Yeah, but no, thank you. And he kind of slips back into his normal, common self for a bit. Then Gray, Karen, and Pimner come out.
Aster sighs and goes to like shove his hands into his pockets, realizes he doesn't have pockets, and then just kind of crosses his arms.
Nice goat legs. Thanks. They have pockets.
So hard to find them with pockets these days.
Okay. There everybody is. All right. Karen, that was uncharacteristic of you. I thought you'd be the first one out here with me.
I was,
Thanks
and then I
for
heard back in
wrapping
because
up.
it sounded more exciting in there.
I guess that's fair.
And it was. I found out some things. Remember that creepy pig mask girl? She is here, and she grabbed all those children.
Well,
Karen,
that's...
Chucklehead's right here.
Hey,
Um,
hey, Chucklehead.
He kind of like, you can tell he's kind of listening in when he mentioned like the children, and you would know the ghoul's name is Soapig that you've heard in the past.
Okay.
Have I heard that?
I think I mentioned it once, but let's just say Chucklehead goes like, "Oh, you mean old Soapig?"
Yeah, she tried hurting someone on my presence. I walked into a mirror place. She was there. Made me very uncomfortable. You can see my experience with her does not make my feelings feel very pleasant.
You kind of like make sure the other goblins aren't listening, and he says, "Well, if I had my way around here, then I would definitely not employ that awful ghoul."
Exactly. I agree with you. There's better ways to do things, and whatever the heck that is, apparently it smells also. I found that out.
And
Which is
how,
a huge no-no.
You know, Granny Nightshade, you know, treats these kids decently, make sure they're fed, make sure they're clean. But sometimes if they get out of hand, she can be a little bit extreme.
You telling me that was a child at one point, and they gave it a pig face and a rank smell because it wasn't making creepy guillotine toys fast enough?
He kind of thinks and he goes, "Well, I've never considered that before. Dear God, I hope not."
Me too, because that would be horrific and... Whew. Whew, right? That's a lot to do to a child. Like, you'd be whoa. I don't like them, but I certainly don't like them like that much.
So, this is all very interesting and very concerning and whatnot, but I believe we were all on the time limit.
Yeah, we've got about 2 time limits, I think, now. We have the one from hither, and now we have the one from thither.
actually, I don't recall her actually giving you a time limit.
Oh,
Yeah, I don't think there is one for
yeah,
Green
Kal'zi knows that.
Nightshade.
Kal'zi realized that.
Okay.
Kind of goes,
Let me double
Oh.
check.
yeah,
That
because
was
I
the-
remember you making a point about that last week.
That's the one from thither. From hither. That's okay. That's not this
Yeah.
one.
Well, if we get one down, we can focus on the other one. No reason to dilly-dally, right? Right?
Right? Let's get going.
Right. I agree with Karen. Let's go. Starts walking out the way he came.
Him will follow along.
Gets to here and sees there's a big black void in the middle of the pathway. Oh dear, how do we get around this?
Yeah, I'm not sure what that is.
Probably a fill.
Just don't look at it.
It's the welcome mat.
Yeah. Yeah, it's definitely on the map layer or the token layer. Yeah, if nobody does anything, I'll just continue walking out.
Okay.
I'm gonna
Yeah.
walk out.
Oh, there's a back way in. We could have just gone the back way.
This was actually the way he came in. I just started.
No,
in.
I mean, there's a back way into the
Oh yeah.
into the hag's house.
Yeah, I don't know why she has just a door leading to her pantry.
So then kids can go and steal things and escape.
It's the back door for deliveries.
All right, so I guess the closest point to get to is Little Oak. So on to Little Oak to find that will.
So you're choosing that one then?
Well, I mean, what were the other two? The other two were return a unicorn horn that we have no idea where it is, or head all the way over to yonder. I don't know where that is. We know where Little Oak is. We know we're nearby.
And just really quickly, there was no obvious portrait of Skabatha where we were.
Not in the workshop. You only really went to 2 rooms, or the pantry where the hag was. You didn't see any portrait.
Cool.
Yeah, it really could have been nice if we had had some time to explore a little bit more before we left.
I do apologize as a player.
No. I'm actively saying that in character.
Oh.
I guess you're
Well,
right. We were looking for that portrait.
Well, we're gonna come back here, right? We can completely search the place when we come back. Right?
Sure, why not?
Yes.
Well, I don't know if maybe we should give a kid over to the witch. I don't know. You're. That's such a great idea.
And what kind of head will she give him?
Well, I mean, all I'm saying is that that's the only place we know where to go. And it's the closest. Right?
Okay, maybe if we can break all of them free maybe when we come back. Like, I don't know.
Right.
Feel kind of weird about this?
I mean, does anybody know the way to Yond?
Haven't been there.
We could just, like, take a piece of his clothing or something, bring it back and say, oh, he was found dead.
I mean,
How unfortunate.
She said bring him back alive. If we bring him back dead, she's just not going to give me back my legs.
But if he was, even if he was dead, what difference does it make? If we said, oh yeah, we looked all over for him and there he was, he turned up dead, so unfortunate.
Yeah, you know what she will say? She will say, well, you got 2 other options, so I gave you 3 in case one of them wasn't possible. She will straight up say that to our face.
You know, you turn into a right twat whenever you're, like, so focused on your fucking legs.
Kind of looks down a bit.
Oh no, let's go, everybody. We've got to get Kal'zi back his legs. Come on, let's go to Little Oak.
You are
Have
more
you-
than just your legs, Kal'zi.
Yes. But I haven't had my legs in quite some time.
I haven't had a drink in quite some time.
How's the other characters?
That was literally
respond
an
to that?
hour ago you had... Sorry, Joey.
How the other characters respond to that?
Pim is very hesitant. Definitely thinking of like maybe a bigger picture, where if like we do capture Will, but then we free them all in the end, maybe.
Well, he's managed to, like, dodge her this far. We'll think of something. Even if it's like a bait and switch. It's fine.
We could come up with something, hand him over where he is basically just brought inside and has an easy way out. All we have to do is hand him over.
Well, no. All. What were her exact words? To bring him there.
Bring him alive.
All she
Right.
said was to bring him back alive.
She
That's
never
it.
said anything about handing him to her.
True.
We can lead him in by the arm, right?
Then he runs
Say,
off.
alright, here he is. And then, oh no, he ran away. How unfortunate. Anyway, we brought him back, as you said.
And your guards were not good enough. We did everything right on our side, and then when it came to your stuff, we're not responsible for that.
Or, you know, what's mine is yours, right? That's like a rule here. Right? I'm not just
Right.
crazy for thinking that. So, you know, oh, she's working back under him. Well, you know what? I think I suddenly decided to have a little congregation of children to do my bidding. So I'm just gonna take these along with me. Right?
I mean, unkidnap the children?
Yeah.
They
Kinda like
certainly
thinking
do
back.
not like it there. They apparently were all picked up from the carnival, and they all have families that could take care of them. Probably a bit better than what they're being taken care of. I know they're not starved, but that's a very low bar.
Or we could just perform some sort of midnight heist.
We we convince Will to use himself as bait, and then we can
Get all
have
of them back.
an
Because we still have to
inside-
go in there to find the portrait, right? So if we're in there looking around for the portrait, that's a perfect time to like cause a diversion, and then all the other ones can get out. Or we could just fucking kill her. That's an option too.
At least the pig girl. I'm very interested in killing the pig girl.
If we do attack,
They're making everyone violent.
if we do attack, does that let's say we do win and kill her? Does that automatically mean everybody's lost possessions come back? Or is that a certainty?
I don't know. Do I look like a hag to you?
No,
I'm just saying. That's always an option.
but it
also,
could be a bad option.
Correct answer.
And also the correct answer. Murder always is the right answer.
As
How
you're
many people have you murdered?
Unfortunately, 0.
Yeah,
so
Joey?
far.
as you're having this
Joey?
conversation, you see a shadow kind of move in the woods between the trees.
Is it the
Pi-
Pope?
Pim is taking a hide action.
Okay, you quite easily hide behind one of the trees. As the shadow gets closer, you hear a clump, 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 clump.
Like recognizable hooves? Clop, clop?
I think Kal'zi might recognize it. Because
Yeah.
a moment later, you see the form of a centaur kind of emerge from the shadows of the woods.
A Senutar. It's a centaur senator.
Did I say centaur?
Yeah, I did hear.
Yeah.
Extra syllable in there.
Oh, he's so dreamy.
Oh, hello.
A centimetar. This centaur, however, seems to have seen better days, and seen many days, for he is looks wizened and thin and frail as he approaches the party.
Well, speaking in Sylvan, howdy.
Yeehaw!
The traditional greeting.
The traditional centaur Sylvan greeting.
He goes,
Howdy, partner.
I'm about to say, he goes, well, hey there, partner.
Look what I've done.
That's my character now. He tips,
Fancy meeting you.
he tips
What
a
are you doing
non-existent hat. I'm sorry to mosey on over here,
Do you
but
need anything? Can we be of assistance? I turned quickly to Karen. You may want to translate this to Pim.
well, it's just been a while since I've seen a friendly face, and heard you all chattering, and thought I would introduce myself.
Do you also want to kill the pig girl?
Well, I'm afraid I just don't know what you're talking about, man.
That's fair. It sounds weird out of context. But don't trust the pig girl.
How does the centaur's horse body look? Fine specimen of a horse body centaur?
Is it a hot body?
Again, like it's seen many days.
Okay.
Like when he's approaching, you tell he has a bit of a limp. Like he's not walking as fast as he could be. And he goes, well, my name's Winterbow. He gives a little bow. Please
I
make your
am-
acquaintance.
Please make your acquaintance. Yes, that's what cowboys say. I quickly introduced the group.
He says,
Pim's no longer taking the hide action.
Oh, yes, we should do you speak common? This little one doesn't speak Sylvan.
Well, I guess I can speak common if you guys want.
Oh, maybe that's worse.
He goes,
No,
yeah,
Pimner
he goes,
deserves to hear this.
Is that a normal accent?
Oh, if you prefer me to speak common, then I can do that.
Fine, normal.
Oh, what brings you this side of the thither?
Well, I do most of my days wandering through thither. Since my tribe left all that time ago.
What was your tribe?
He says, well, it was the Redmare tribe.
Do I recognize the centaur?
Give me a history check.
That was literally going to be the first thing I did, but I was like, no, that's racist. Not all centaurs know each other.
Wait.
16.
16. You don't have a lot of memories
Hmm.
from your time in Prismere. All you kind of know is that you lived here. And, you once had horse feet.
The, Redmares?
Yeah, once things started getting bad here, well, I was just too old to keep up.
Grandpa?
So I just
Sorry a little bit.
I just wander the woods most of these days, trying to find a friendly face.
Might be friendlier than you think. Can you tell me anything about the Redmares? I've heard of them. I'm a little curious to check my information, make sure it's cross check it with another source.
Oh, well, we were the proudest tribe of centaurs here in Prismere, and we used to gallop across the plains of hither before it became that dreadful swamp I heard about. But when the hags came, we were here in the forest, just living a peaceful life. He kind of glances up at the sky. He goes, on some nights you can see a hint of the stars. We read those stars. And we knew when those hags came to power, the balance in Prismere was going to be out of balance. It was going to dissipate. So, before the fogs came, most of us decided to leave. Like I said, I'm just too old for that now.
Was that, was it 8 years ago, Joey? I was,
No, Winterbow.
No, 8 years ago.
From
Was
your-
that when the, carnival?
That's one from your perspective. Yeah.
Okay. So time is different here. It could have been, like, forever. Trying to think. You know what? Just takes a long, hard look at Winterbow and does an insight check, if I may.
Right.
With a 23.
You look at
Yes.
kind of his face and upper torso, and he kind of has the similar markings that you do, in the kind of like matches the horse part too in spots.
Miss Winterbow, are you saying that the basically the rule of the hags has made it hard for you, especially since it broke up your clan? Stop me if I'm getting too personal.
I've been able to survive just fine. It does get lonely though. I would be surprised if I'm the only centaur left here in Prismere.
Never know if you find another person or half person. I kind of mumble that last part.
Oh, well, like, what do you say?
I said, never know when you're going to find another I said person, another centaur half. Then I kind of mumble the half.
He goes, if you, indulge me, my eyes aren't what they used to be. If you can, just step a little closer so I can get a good look at you.
Get closer. Just like our icons, I face the other direction and look back. No, I don't. Every time we have icons, they're always facing the wrong way in every game we play.
That's why you should face straight ahead like me.
I don't know how to flip. How do you flip them? See, they just go back.
No, you right click and under advanced, I think there should be flip horizontal. There you go. Now I'm just kind of looking at it.
Yeah, but now it looks weird.
You're right.
But
My
you're still looking backwards.
Yeah, my birthmark is on the wrong side now. You're right, Joey. It's
Yeah.
gonna mess up continuity.
Yeah.
Anyway, back to the serious moment. I step forward, kind of get on my tippy toes.
It's an interesting
enough?
mark you have there.
I've had it all my life.
Kind of tilts his head.
You know me.
Do I know? I do. Do I know you?
Do you know me?
Did
I
you?
have no. Go ahead.
Your name was
Kal'zi.
Kal'zi.
Kal'zi. Redmare.
He says, "Well, by the stars, it's been so long. Barely remembered."
How long has it been? It's I've been in a place where time has been different. Memories are not as easy coming.
Well, I'm not surprised. He kind of looks down at your feet. That you would forget your time here once you leave the Feywild. May not be easy to remember. But you've changed.
I feel like I've learned that the hard way.
But you-
take out my lucky horseshoes. Still have half of these though.
We're not in the habit of shoeing our feet like a common mule.
I was though. It's one thing I remember.
It's what the kids did at the time.
My dad wouldn't let me get my hoof pierced.
Yeah.
It's like frosted tips, but like
Yeah.
horse version.
Winterbow.
I wear blinders on when I'm at night.
Winterbow says, looking up something. He goes,
Kal'zi's history is in the book.
You're that little foal that got lost as we were making our exodus, weren't you?
I wish I could say for certain,
He says,
but I might have been, yes.
he always used to play around the fairy circles.
That sounds like something I would do.
You just Aster mutters under his breath, like, you fucking idiot.
I remember your mother
Ears pick
said
up.
to warn you, be careful around there. These fairy circles can be gateways to other realms. And then one day you would miss it. And we had
Yeah. I think I learned things the hard way.
we urged your mother to continue on, but she didn't want to leave your sister behind.
Do I have memory of my family?
You have very little memory.
Or will I have known that I had?
Like maybe this is
Siblings.
this is maybe sparking like some distant memory, but like it's like it's not even yours.
All just trying to come back to me, and
Like the first thing you remember is like wandering into like with clarity.
Yeah.
Is just like wandering the Witchlight Carnival. And then a few minutes later being ambushed by that ghoul in the pig mask.
There's a ring toss, and never got to go to it. Not before that ghoul came and got me. I would have won it too. No, I would have.
Well, you're back.
Kind of like blinks out of it, and it's like, I don't have. I can't remember my family. Bits and pieces here and there.
Well, it seems like you've left some things behind, quite literally.
Yep. Hoping to rectify that.
If I had to guess, had something to do with the old hag.
Kind of like looks around and says, "Yeah. Would you happen to know how to get to Yond?"
Kind of like bows his head in sadness, and he goes, "I'm afraid not."
I was hoping that I could sort of fix something.
You know someone who...
No matter.
Someone who might be able to help.
Alternatively, I don't suppose you've seen a unicorn horn lying around these woods, have you?
Well, funny, you should mention a unicorn.
Was my mom a centaurnicorn?
Am I a unicorn?
A senutornicorn.
I'm imagining the ugly duckling, but with a centaur and a unicorn.
Saying, he's a unicorn. Lives at the Wayward Pool south of here. Suggest you seek her out.
I can't really imagine she'd be up to loaning her horn out, though.
I reckon not.
I don't think that's the one we're looking for anyway.
What do you know of Scabatha, by the way?
Well, I know it's her and her coven that caused the unbalance here in Prismere. And I am sure it will one day lead us to its destruction because of that. As for the hag herself, I'm afraid I made it a point not to get to know her.
That's very, very understandable. Don't blame me whatsoever. Have you heard of some wee lad by the name of Will? Or seen him traipsing about?
I've seen his wanted posters. That's what you mean. That old hag really wants him back.
Couldn't imagine why.
Well, you kind of see Kal'zi just been like thinking to himself those last couple of moments, this minute or so. He just says,
If you want more answers about Prismere and the hags, then I suggest you head to the Wayward Pool. But
I think that's where we'll go next. Yeah. I don't think we'll be able to find who we were looking for in the first place.
I see the kids from Little Oak go there every once in a while. They're always dressed in a strange costume.
What does it look like?
Well, if I didn't know any better, I think they were dressed as a unicorn. Come to think of it, every time I venture that way, I find myself turned around. I've always wanted to visit the unicorn. Don't even know her name.
I step back up to Winterbow? Redmare? I'm working on trying to fix myself. Afterwards, I'd like to catch up with you.
I would like that too.
I take out the horseshoes again, and I give him one. Hand out one to hand over one to him. Hold it out.
I know it's kind of
Like-
cute that like you have a horseshoe, but in a way, I think it's like for a centaur, that's like a sign of slavery almost.
Yeah, no. Yeah, kinda.
He goes,
I mean, I figure centaurs might have shoes anyway. I mean,
sorry to ruin that serious moment. He
no, it's fine. It's
reaches
fine.
out-
It's fine. It is silly. It is silly.
reaches out, picks up the unicorn, saying, "This is a
I hand over-
child's shoe, never worn."
Oh,
Oh,
Hemingway.
yeah,
Um,
half-born.
he
Hold on to this so you can remember me, and I'll come and find you afterwards.
he fashions it to a piece of his clothing, his armor. And he
Eat
goes,
metal. No, I kid.
maybe one day we can reunite with our tribe. Partner.
Partner.
Yeehaw.
Yippee-ki-yay, Mother Centaur.
Yep. That's it. Yep. He takes a bow. And as he leaves, you hear him mutter, "Little Kal'zi, all grown up. Who would have thunk? Not me. Thought I'd seen the last of that boy. Maybe there's hope yet for the Redmares.
I rejoin the group as I watch him ride off into the sunset.
He goes, yeehaw, and he starts galloping away. There's a snake in my boot.
Watch out for snakes.
Reach for the sky.
is that like?
Did you notice a string coming out of his back? It was kind of weird. I think there was a little pull on it.
Yeah, that was that's one thing I remember is that Redmares would have these awesome sort of piercings, and some would have like rings on their back. Some would get like these like massive earrings and like horns, and some got horseshoes.
What are you talking about?
This is just, and I digress. What is going on?
Kind of snaps out of it. Yeah, I don't think we should go to Little Oak anymore. I kind of want to go back into that alternative plan of killing the hags. Think we could do that?
Got any idea how?
No. But I think kind of look at Aster and go, I don't think there's a rush. Can wait another, what was it, 5 minutes for what I need.
Well, we're almost there. We could always ask for help from killing her.
That's true.
Do you think
Well-
maybe we should go to that lake, spring, whatever?
Was that the one that we had passed up, Joey? Would we have realized that?
Yeah, he would have said like a silver misted lake. He did say that whenever he tried to enter it, then he got turned around.
Oh, that's okay. Yeah, he said that colorfully.
Yeah.
Well, first thing to do is to walk into the lake backwards. But when we get there. So, on to Little Oak. Maybe we can start a little revolution here. We did once with the frogs.
That was successful.
That was. I feel like I know what I gotta do. Onward!
Right. I'm setting up the next area here. You want to take a little break?
Okay.
Yeah, I need to go cry in the corner. I gave him my favorite horseshoe.
Memories.
needed that.
That was my-
will-
My front right one.
Yeah. It's weird because the horseshoes that I kept were not my 2 front feet, but my front right one and my back right one. No, I can't.
I was gonna be like, really?
Yeah,
So
I've been walking around with 2 right feet this whole time.
So that's why there was a little Sharpie on it saying FR and BL.
Yeah, you get them mixed up all the time. Joey, can you... No, that's right, this is normal music. I was like, oh, we're still in the sad, somber music. Was that randomly rolled, Joey?
No.
Okay. That was perfect. That was perfect. Inspiration, Joey.
Yeah. It is in the book, a centaur.
Yeah.
But, you know.
Nicely done. Then adapting it.
It's like, I was thinking, like, is this too on the nose? It's like, well, I mean, how many centaurs are there going to be?
Thought I was going to have to fight him for his legs.
Lost my legs, but yours are doing nicely.
Anybody know mending? The mending spell.
Wouldn't you be the one that would know that?
I actually don't think paladins can learn mending. Actually, don't play paladins enough to know. Oh, I will learn eventually.
Okay.
Would they grow back if you used regeneration?
Let's find out.
You know what? That's probably the first thing I tried.
Yeah.
You paid for a level 7 spell?
Yeah. All the money that I won from the Witchlight Carnival.
Alright, up ahead, a small group of children frolics around a leafy oak tree, their gleeful yelps carrying around through the forest. Painted swings dangle from the tree branches. Nestled in its crown is a ramshackle treehouse. You approach little oak, which is taking small strides. And you find out that little oak is actually a very large treant with a treehouse on its back.
I'm sorry. I'm getting Simpsons reference joke here, and I look up at it and I go, I can think of 2 things wrong with that title. Back to the serious moment. Well, at least most of us know Sylvan, I guess.
And as you approach, you see 4 children kind of running around. You see female orc, a male dwarf, and a female wood elf, and a male human. Again, around these ones seem around 9 to 11 or 12 years old, and you instantly recognized Will with his wild hair from the wanted poster.
He got
And
the
the rest
wanted
of them look like
poster.
Oompa
And
That's
he kind of tackles the dwarf, and they go rolling around. And he goes, "It's like, you're it, Bobby." It's like, "Yeah, you're too slow. You gotta speed up, or else the old hag's gonna get you again." And he goes, "Oh yeah, I know. Oh, I'll do better, Will." And Bobby kind of looks up from the ground and kind of sees you all approaching. And all the kids kind of stop, kind of look back at you, and Little Oak stops in its tracks and kind of slowly turns ahead. And they all just kind of wait patiently to see what you do.
Oh, this is new.
Yeah, this is different. Oh, great, you got your hat back. Good.
What you grown-ups want?
We're, looking for Will.
See if I can find music here. Saying, well, you're looking for Will, then you found him. Will's me. And he kind of puts his hands on his hips, puts it on his chest. He goes, Will the Feywild. I know his
I,
voice kind of deep, but it's like a 12-year-old voice.
Will of the Feywild.
It's like,
That's me.
Will the Feywild. They call me because that's my name.
I take out the one of the posters we got, and it's like, good, we know you. And I tear up the poster and telling him that, don't worry, we're not here for the bounty. And I throw the pieces of confetti onto the ground.
Will goes, well, I like these guys already. Hell, they're no agents of Granny Nightshade, that's for sure.
Yeah, totally not that. And I kind of just hide my eyes a little bit.
Holds out a hand. Will the Feywild.
Kal'zi of...
You can call me Will.
I mean, I was going to, yes. Hi, I'm Kal'zi. This is my...
Cat nods.
These are my companions.
Hello.
Oh,
Hi.
Grace-
Well, excellent to meet you.
Grace still
Seen
the
your
old-
pictures
old
all
thing.
around. You're quite famous.
I'm
Well,
not
how-
there
Oh my
anymore.
I noticed you were the old token. You remember to put
Yeah.
the new ones.
You should make
There we
a rollable token so you can just switch between them.
Yeah, I was going to, but I forgot.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll take a look at Karen. And Will goes, says it's the Witchlight Monarch.
Oh, well, as sure celebrity knows celebrity.
And
Pleasure to
the little orc girl kind of pushes everyone out of the way, saying, I want to see. And she goes up to Karen. It's like, show me your wings.
I don't
Well-
know, even them.
Come on, if you're the Monarch, show me your wings.
Well, I can only do it so many times. It's a limited time deal. Still very hard to get. But alas, whenever I need to use them, I will use them. You may not be there for it, but alas, that is just how it works.
Ah, shucks. No, when I was at the carnival, I was almost the Witchlight Monarch.
What was your talent?
She goes, check this out. And she does a handstand. It starts running around on her hands. And she does a little flip. Ta-da!
That's very good for a start. And I realize whoever's the Monarch Queen also considers who else is competing with you. So I can see why that almost came second.
I look over at Pimner. Was she impressed by the handstand cartwheel?
I mean, I would see it like almost literally every waking moment I'm around the
Yeah,
acrobats. Like it's probably like I imagine it was like a kid who's like kind of been in gymnastics for like a bit, but they're not like super like
Yeah,
it's
they-
cool,
They
but
do
it's
the cartwheel, but they kind of like fall forward a little bit as they're doing it.
yeah, like it feel probably be like a little bit off. But
Yeah.
it's still like and she'd probably definitely stand out amongst other kids.
At week 4.
She goes
Yeah.
over
I
to
lean-
Pimner. She goes, oh, you look like a clown from the carnival. Is that where you came from?
Yes, I worked at the carnival. I'm there to make sure everyone had a great time.
No, I wanted to. When I was there, like I wanted so bad to go in, but like my parents wouldn't take me because they're saying, oh, they won't accept orcs there. And I was like, I'll show them. So I snuck in, and like I thought it was so cool. I wanted to work there and live there forever.
No, you don't.
Why not?
Well, maybe it would work for you. One thing that happens is because we travel so often is you wouldn't really ever see your family again if you worked there.
Oh well, I don't want to. I'm already kind of used to that. I mean, it's been away from them for so long. I don't even remember the last time I saw them.
Oh, that's depressing.
Yeah, it's hard, but at least there's a lot more fun and you make friends like my buddy Aster here. And but I understand. It's hard.
Will kind of steps in and it's like, first rule around here is we try not to dwell too much on the past. Because until we find a way out of here, there's not much we can do about it. That's why I started this old gang here. That's why I started the getaway gang. It's trying to make a home for these kids.
Yeah.
That's safe from Granny Nightshade.
How did you find Little Oak?
The tree kind of like, here's his name. Here's over. One of his free hand kind of waves.
Pim waves back.
Little
I
Oak
lean
here.
I lean over to Aster just as it's happening. I was like, do you think he could do a cartwheel too?
A Little Oak?
Yeah.
Little Oak. Will goes, if he,
No, I'm
It's a
saying
car-
it just to Aster. I'm saying it just to Aster.
I think with the amount of buildings on his back, might not be able to. Like, weighs him down.
Yeah, you're probably right. Kal'zi's got a little bit of a disappointed tone to his voice.
he says,
Sorry,
yeah,
no wait, let me rephrase that. Oh yeah, no, of course he'd be able to do
No.
it. It'd be fantastic.
No, you don't have to patronize me, Aster.
so, answer your question, Will goes, well, he was the first thing I met once I escaped Granny Nightshade that didn't try to kill me. And kind of let me live in his branches, and after a while I built a little house and got the idea. It's like, why should I be the only one to escape from old Granny? So points to the other kids. That's how I met Zenor, Bobby, and Sloane here. Slane. Wish I could free more. But, I have my plans.
Oh,
How have you been able to-
that's... Oh, sorry.
Go ahead, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
No, you go ahead. I push it forward.
I was just gonna say that's awfully convenient because there are lots of kids that are back there that we would like to also rescue, but that conversation can happen later. It's not a big deal.
Says, you've already met, so you've met old Granny Nightshade?
Oh, it was delightful.
Regrettably.
She gave us biscuits.
Said, I used to work there too. And he kind of like pauses.
How'd you get away?
Well, it wasn't easy. But I think if you can make enough of a distraction, then we should be able to get the other kids out of there.
What did I say?
Yeah.
See,
I mean,
if you, it's like, come over here and I'll show you my plan.
it's got a little model set up.
Yeah.
Little painted miniatures.
Yeah.
They're action figures.
As you start walking towards the Oak a little more, a little creature kind of runs out from some of the foliage, and
Foliage. We're back to this again.
No, it's foil because it's the Feywild.
What lovely foliage.
anyway, next time on Wild Gun Witchlight, we might continue
Kal'zi
this conversation.
Kal'zi suffers a massive heart attack.
I was just about to say, Mark
This
suddenly is not appearing
creature
on
that
any
comes
people.
out eats Kal'zi's face. So I mispronounced the words as foliage,
Foliage.
not foliage.
No.
Okay.
That's okay. I'm always doing tomb and tome. No matter how hard I think about it beforehand and tell myself, never, don't mix it up. I mix it up.
You see this small cat, black cat, run out from the foliage, and it's running like top speed. Which one of you is holding the silver ball?
Oh.
I think it was Pim.
Yeah, I think so too. I think Pim was holding on to it.
this little displacer beast kitten.
Oh!
No,
runs-
Aster has it according to the shared inventory.
Oh, just kidding. Haha, I have it.
Yep.
Tee.
So
Pimner stole it yesterday.
Stop
Oh.
stealing. Can leave the group.
Runs up to Aster
Star!
and like just leaps into your arms. It starts like sniffing around.
Jeez.
It can smell the sweet taste of silver ball.
Will's like,
Star!
Star, get down from there.
No,
No.
it's fine. I know him.
You know,
You little rotter! Do you know how worried your dad is?
kind of pops down.
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to yell at you. I'm sorry. We were all very devastated by what happened. I'm sorry. I was just overcome with emotion. Pim!
Ah,
Look!
Star. It's Star. Oh, it's good. Ah, we found you.
Can Star talk?
He does not seem
Because
to
it's
be able
that.
to talk.
Okay.
Understands no
His little
languages.
tentacles are just kind of wiggling around. It's coming from their back. What if you
Aster
have-
gives him
What
a
if you have the
little,
picture here?
little scritch on the head.
Good. Where's my cat? Now I want my cat to be in fun. Oh, she's sleeping.
Oh, they don't have a picture of Star here.
What?
Boo.
They got it. Looks like it's got.
Well,
Custom-
I mean, like as a handout here, I'll put it in the
No, they usually do.
Oh, there is.
I want to see the kitten.
Yes, there is a picture.
Yay!
put it in the Discord.
Show us the kitten. Placer kitten.
Aw,
Oh,
that's such beautiful art.
it's
Oh, that's
the art
got
in
Will
this-
in it too, and everything.
Yeah,
Yep. And there's the little oak.
all the art in this book has been like fantastic.
Mm.
Yeah.
And Star's like tentacles is just like, even though he's standing as still as he can, the tentacles are just wiggling around. He kind of
Do they-
tilts
do they-
tilts his head.
Do those tentacles have like leech mouths on the end?
Yeah.
Displacer beasts.
Yep.
Yeah.
Ah,
Also, you notice that he has 6 legs.
yeah, it's a centaur, but it's a cat, but it's like neither of those things.
It's like Odin's horse, but a cat.
Oh, we gotta find a way to get you back home.
Yeah, Will goes, so Star came from the carnival.
Mm-hmm.
And you know him?
Yeah, I'm from the carnival. I was there when he was born. Really bizarre. Scarred for life, honestly. No, we promised his dad that we'd find him, send him home.
Yeah. How long has he been here with you?
Well, he was the second person I found here.
Oh
He
my God,
says,
he's a
like-
person.
Well, second.
Yeah,
And he's
I'm
not
kidding.
here.
You. I'm sorry.
Mark's been drinking.
This is
Jeez,
really
Joey,
good
that doesn't make a lot of
Diet
sense.
Coke.
He says, like, he's been my friend for years. He's the first one that I met here after Little Oak.
Looks like you've been taking good care of him.
That's
Or-
good.
Vice versa.
Do have to get him home, though, unfortunately.
He goes, well, hold on. I mean, Star likes it here.
Right, but he's got a family who
Family has him.
miss him terribly.
Have you showed him the little ball yet?
No, I'll take it out now.
Yeah.
Whoops.
Waiting this whole time.
Yeah, like, as he does, he starts playing around with it. Oh, here's another picture of it's not Star, but a displacer beast kitten.
More kittens.
It's not showing. I'll show you later.
All right.
Or I'll paste it.
We
So
got the
he's-
picture of the Galeb Dur.
Yeah, he starts like he goes on his back using the tentacles to kind of like toss the ball around. And he goes,
Oh,
Oh,
no.
that was a little more chunky.
he's so chunky.
Will goes
Got 6 legs.
Will goes like, well, I guess he remembers that. And he kinda looks a little dejected. It's like
There's
Maybe-
nothing stopping you from going back to the carnival with him.
he goes, I'm not going back to the carnival, I'm gonna stay right here. I think I belong
Alright.
here.
Live your dreams. That was just a suggestion.
I think Aster means at least get out of the Feywild and back to the material. I guess it's the material plane. Feywild is not on the material plane, or am I thinking
Well, it's a different it's like a different plane of existence.
it is a different plane? Yeah. So
Yeah. Will goes like I said, I don't have any desire to leave this place.
well, as much as I wouldn't want to separate a boy and his cat dog, Father is very, very sad and misses Star. Might be best for Star. Don't you think?
Yeah,
If you truly love something, you must give it away.
one of the other kids goes,
How much of your stuff do you give away, Karen?
We're not talking about me right now.
one of the other kids goes, it's like, come on, Will, if we had a chance to see our parents again, then you wouldn't be so clingy. He goes,
It,
well, yeah, but,
not gonna lie to you, kid. Truthfully, it's not up to you, really. Harsh reality of life. He's got to go back to his family. It was a promise we made, and we vow and intend to keep that promise.
No, we don't mean right now.
No, not right at this
Yeah,
instant. We
no.
have to
Yeah.
wait until we find out a safe way to get him back. So you've got plenty of time.
I think we have to actually get rid of the hags before we can even get back.
So you've still got lots of time. Just make the most of it.
well, all
Yeah.
I know is Star here is integral to my plan.
Yes, you mentioned a plan.
And
What is it?
I guess once we free the kids, then Star can go with you.
Well, once we free the kids and get all that sorted, we can't just take him along with us. We've got to go to Jan after this. We'd much rather see him safe, so he can stay here with you in the meantime, but we will have to come back for him.
Or at the very least, tell his father where he could find Star. Either way,
Once
I'm just presenting options.
once you say the words travel to Yon,
Buzzwords.
oh no. Oh, look, Lord.
Don't you worry about traveling beyond. Let me worry about blank.
Roll initiative.
Oh, we gotta fight Little Oak.
Here we go.
Oh god, I just want to cast Tasha's Hideous Laughter on Little Oak.
Sorry, I had to find the icon here.
No worries.
And then go back to. Right. So once he hears the words go to yawn, you hear this voice come from the treehouse. And he goes, "Did someone say they need to go to yawn?"
Oh god.
Oh,
How many cigarettes has that child smoked?
Here I come.
Hey, Pagliacci's kid has, or not Pagliacci. His kid was lost in the Feywild too. It's the smoking clown from the Limo.
You're say, it's like, get me out of here, little oak. Come on, put me on the ground. Little oak raises a hand very slowly, kind of pinches into one of the doorways of the treehouse, and he lowers his hand with clenched fists, and when he reveals it, a little oil can is in his hand.
Oh no.
Did not expect that.
Yeah. Yeah.
He goes, "I can get you to yawn, no problem."
Oh.
I have questions.
I would like to see the questions answered first. Yes.
Will just goes, "I'm gonna leave this between you two." And steps away. Star takes
we'll get
Star
to your
takes
plan
his
in a minute.
Star takes his ball, and starts showing it off to the kids, and they start tossing it around, playing with them.
Does that thing where he's like obviously very happy and proud that he's got it, and he's just
Yeah.
like prancing. Yeah.
And little oak like places a soil can right by your feet. And he goes, "Name's Squirt."
Oh, Squirt, it's so nice to meet you.
You need to get to yawn, then I can show you the way.
I mean, all in due time.
You know what they say? Squirt knows the way to yawn.
Who says
I-
this?
I say it.
Okay, fine.
Squirt. Squirt.
Oh god, it's a Pokemon. He just says his name.
Ain't doing much squirting lately. As you can tell, I got nothing to squirt.
I don't
gonna-
get why everyone's laughing. It's just a squirt can. It squirts. That's what it does. Clearly, it's just that simple. So you can get us to
Aster's-
yawn.
Aster's like turned to Kal'zi, and he's got like a hand on his shoulder to like brace himself as he's laughing. Like he's trying so hard to hide his laughter.
I pat Aster's back. I'm like, I know. Let it out.
It's going over
Let it
Karen's
out.
head. Nothing is crossing her mind other than what is happening. So we can get
are you?
yawn because of you?
Saying, "Oh yeah, I used to be a prop in Enderlin's play until I was brought here.
Would you
So-
have been an actor?
They made me keep quiet. Well, I was there, squirting up the joint.
Oh god.
You know, when they needed something squirted,
Yeah.
so they called on Old Squirt.
I'm
It
going
seems
to
like
cast,
the perfect job for you.
I'm going to
Makes
cast Calm
sense.
Emotions on Aster,
Fuck.
spending another second level spell.
Saying, if you can find me some boogle oil, fill me up, then I can take you to yawn.
Gonna do
What?
that saving throw, Mark.
He says, boogle oil, so I can squirt some
Yeah.
more. Do you know
What?
Ah,
Where do we
My,
find that?
and what is a boogle?
I don't know what a boogle is? They're kind of squirters themselves, if you ask me. Always squirting. I'm here.
Are we gonna get dirty? It sounds like we're gonna get dirty.
Well, squirting's real dirty business.
My boots
Well,
are already
I-
filthy. Now my dress.
I look at my hand. Oh god. I look at my
I didn't
hands
laugh.
and
No,
go,
no, he didn't
I
laugh.
guess
He
the
just said it.
Now you're just saying everything with a straight face, like it's
Yes,
freaking a
exactly.
Leslie Nielsen movie.
Yeah.
Yes.
He says,
Don't worry, Karen. We'll make Kal'zi do it.
Okay, good.
He says, you can find boogles over at Loomlurch. You know, they usually manifest when little kids are, like, sad and frightened. That place is full of them. So you can find boogles there. You can find boogles squirting everywhere.
That wasn't Aster, that was me.
Yeah,
I'm sorry.
yeah.
Okay, good to know. So can we just like catch it mid squirt? Is that fine? Like in a bucket or something?
He goes, you take me with you, they can squirt right in me.
Perfect. That just cuts out the middleman.
Yeah.
Your discretion advised.
I'm eyeing Aster, just making sure that this thing works for it. Because it only
Like-
works for a minute.
Like the
I'm like-
crinkle, like you could see the corners of his eyes like crinkling. Like you could tell on the inside he's fucking done. Like he's dying, but he, you know.
There's just
Dude,
like a
that's
single tear going
Yeah.
down.
Don't make me waste another spell slot on you, Aster. Don't you dare.
Hey, Aster,
Um,
your eyes are doing that same thing Karen's does.
I have no
So-
idea what you're talking about.
So,
I
like,
step
this,
forward.
this is the size of just like a normal oil can, so like you can just take it with
Yeah.
you.
Oh, okay. I take squirt and put it in my pocket and be like, now don't make everything moist.
Can't do that. This is empty.
Yeah, no,
Oh, that's
squirt,
good.
no squirting in his pants.
Yes.
I promise to be quiet.
That's the minute's up. Aster just howls.
I
Oh,
look at Aster and I cast Tasha's Hideous Laughter.
oh, you motherfucker! He just starts laughing.
I don't think you need a
I'm
spell
totally
slot
doing-
for this.
Yeah, I am totally doing this at Jess.
Oh wait,
and I
it's a
apologize.
wisdom save.
It is a wisdom save.
Ha!
It's like I'm
18.
Oh man.
I'm wise to your tricks.
reverse psychology. Point to my head.
Oh.
What?
So when text appears that goes, Squirt joins the party, and he pops into Kal'zi's pocket.
I will.
Hey,
I guess
Kal'zi.
note that in the.
Kal'zi.
Yeah.
Is that an oil canister in your pocket? You're just happy to see me.
Oh, it's an oil canister.
You saw the can go in there, Karen says. Then what is that joke? It doesn't make any sense.
Aster just looks at Pim and like shakes his head like they don't get it.
Him just kind of like looks down to the ground, and then looks over, and then looks back, and just shrugs, and it's just like, I don't know how to help.
You don't really fit in my my pockets. I should probably just put you right here in my pants. You can imagine where.
Right up his.
No, jeez, no. You know what? Don't imagine that because now it's gonna be worse.
You could just probably put Squirt in a satchel of some sort.
Oh, that's true. I take them out of my pants and put them in a satchel.
Well, is that all? Will goes, well, is that all taken care of now?
I think so.
Makes me wonder why you decided to walk away from that conversation.
It's fine. He's a child. It's probably for the best.
I have to agree with Aster on that one.
All right, we'll go get some oil, and we can head off to Yon.
We've got to figure out the situation with the other missing children first, though.
Yeah.
Did we want to find that unicorn too?
At the lake, might as well. We're already here, and we said we'd go check it out.
Well, we can ask Will about his plan.
That's true. We haven't done that yet. Aster, go ahead and ask Will about his plan.
Why me?
Okay. Hey, Will, Aster has a question for you.
Oh, for fuck. What's your plan to get the other kids out?
My genius plan?
Yes.
Right, he starts to, he kind of kneels down into the dirt with a stick. Starts to, etch out a little map of Loomlurch. And no one laugh at this. They did it really quick.
No, that's so cute.
That's adorable. Oh, look at me! Look at me! Look at little kid too. Hey, everybody at home! If you want to see Joey make more chocolate animations, this is the closest you're gonna
It's
get.
the best I can do with Emma's paint and a mouse.
It's going straight to my thighs.
I have Karen here with little wings.
The hag took chocolate from me! Yay!
Says, so here's the plan. Stage 1, the approach. Bobby, Selene, Zenor, and Star, and me creep through the woods to the west of the tree and hide just out of sight. Just out of sight of the screaming scarecrows. Then I'll sneak around to the entrance of the kitchen on the east side of the tree. This is where you come in. Part 2, the distraction.
You've already put us in here? Okay.
I'm a quick thinker.
Yeah.
Why is
Ooh, very good.
One of the
my head
like what
actually that round?
one of the other kids was gonna like listen. Never went to art class.
But at least you have like limbs. Look at me.
You're just a
Literally
disembodied
pogo
head.
Pogo stick.
I
Well,
mean,
look, he's even got Karen's wings.
Yeah.
so like,
Well, that's perfect.
you know, one of the kids was gonna be the distraction, but now that you grown-ups are here, saying you can go to the Goblin Market and then purchase some sweets and then arrange a meeting with the hag. And then, when the hag's distracted, we'll alert the scarecrows. They start screaming. And then all the tin soldiers will be lured to the garden to see what's up. Then part 3, the escape. When everyone's distracted, we can go around Loon Lurch, free the kids, and we'll meet back here at Little Oak. And you said you already met Granny Nightshade, so I don't know if she'll be interested in another meeting. Maybe she'll think it's a waste of time.
Well, she's waiting for
That might put a little wrinkle in our plans.
she's waiting for us to return with things.
You didn't make a deal with the hag, did you?
Gotta bring something from Jan back.
Need to get to yawn.
Shh.
Oh, sorry.
The alternative is either to find a unicorn horn, a specific one.
Oh, if you need a unicorn horn, then we got a box full of them.
What?
Somehow I don't think that she'll take it though.
One of the kids says that. One of the other kids. And they run up to Little Oak, climb up his leg, little ladder, comes back down, comes back with a box of like wooden unicorn swords. It's like, we use these to sneak into the lake. Because without a unicorn costume, then you can't get through.
Really?
Oh.
I mean, it's meant to be for real unicorns, but as long as you have the horn.
You could have just given you could just give one of these to Winterbow, Kal'zi.
True. He didn't really want to just get there. He just never could get to the middle.
Oh,
Maybe we borrow these.
I kind of feel like all he would need is just like a horn to stick on his forehead.
that's what I'm saying. One of these.
Well, if you want to play it safe,
horn.
you should probably take the whole costume. We can borrow it for a little while, I guess. As long as you bring it back.
I mean, if we're helping, so I mean, what's mine is yours, and what's yours is yours.
It's like, come on, like, let them have it. It's like,
Well,
okay. Another kid runs in. Two of the kids, and they come out with this very shoddily made two-piece unicorn costume. One person in the front, one person in the back. Saying this should be enough to confuse the charm around the lake. The rest of you can probably just wear the horns. You should be okay. He points to Gray. You already have horns, but it's not on the front of your head, so I don't know.
Thanks for reminding me.
Yeah. All those horns, but not on the right spot.
Hey, Aster.
yeah.
I think you and Kal'zi could use the costume.
I was thinking the same thing.
One of the kids goes like, yeah, like that one already has the hooves.
Of course I'd be the ass.
One thing I just want to bring up is I don't see myself on the plans.
Didn't have time to draw all of you.
Okay. Oh, thank you.
Me either, Pimner.
I was looking at those plans too. On that table, those toys, because it looks like you've written obscenities on the plan.
Oh, that's the pumpkin patch.
You can see how they look like obscenities.
You talking about the ones near the kids?
Yeah, like in the top
Yeah.
left, that looks like swears.
Sometimes when no one's looking, we say the bad words.
As long as I don't hear it, it's fine.
Says, well, that's my plan. If you guys have a better idea, then I'm all ears.
Well, go ahead, Aster.
Whoa.
Thanks.
Wow.
Slight addendum to your plan. One of the things that Knight Granny Scabatha, whatever her name is, she wanted us to bring you back, Will. So what if, I don't think you need to be there with the rest of them to cause the scarecrows to scream or whatever. So what if we come up with you like, oh look, we brought him back, but then, you know, everyone else still goes ahead with it. Like, it's the same plan, just, you know, we're like, oh look, here's Will, and then in the chaos, we just let you go. Like, oh no, I guess he escaped with the rest of the children. That's
You want
so
me?
wild.
You want to use me as bait?
Yeah. Essentially.
You know, once Great Nightshade gets a hold of me, she's not gonna let me go.
How'd
She
you get
never
away the
said
first
anything.
time?
But yeah, like, you got away the first time.
Yeah.
You kind of
You don't have to. It was just a suggestion. Oh my
Say it.
goodness.
you don't know what I had to do to get away the first time.
Well, that's why I asked.
I
wanted
almost
to know.
guarantee that I can't do it again. But give me a persuasion check.
Oh.
Can we each do it?
Like like
Or
two.
can I give help?
The two of you, yeah, give help.
Okay. I'll roll one and you roll the other.
Ooh, 23.
Oh, look at us! Yeah.
One of the kids goes, "It's like, well, if you turn yourself in, then that's gonna be even bigger distraction than the scarecrows.
Well, they could still do their thing.
Yeah, we could be a bunch of distractions." Well,
She never said anything about actually handing you over to her. If we just come up, you know, like, we could have two of us holding each of your arms, and you could pretend like you're fighting, like, oh no, let me go, I don't want to go back, you know, make it like a scene, be real dramatic about it. And then the scarecrows scream, and chaos ensues, and then, oh, we just happen to let you go in the chaos, and then you run away. It's so awful. Oh no.
Just make it so like Pim and someone are holding you, so that way it's quite obvious that you broke through.
Mm-hmm.
It's true, I can't really hold much.
one of the kids goes, "I think that's a good plan, Will." He's like, "Yeah, it's a good plan. Think about it."
We're not gonna actually let her do anything to you. I mean, our other plan is to just... Oh, maybe I shouldn't say that in front of children.
Will, do you know anything about that pighead girl? I have it quite set that I want to kill her. I interacted with her once. It was horrifying. I don't want to let it happen any other person ever again.
The other kids kind of shiver. It's like, yeah, we know about Soapig. There's the one that took us from the carnival. We have nightmares. One of them goes, "Yeah, we have nightmares all the time about her."
Apparently she also smells bad. Hmm?
Yeah, I guess.
To be fair, Karen, you think everybody smells bad?
When was the last time you took a bath?
Honestly, yes.
Doesn't Aster smell like a pumpkin spice latte?
Yes, he smells of cinnamon and nutmeg and whatnot.
He did last time he was able to apply makeup.
No, it's just that that's the thing that he has now.
Oh, okay,
Yeah.
never mind.
It's
that's right.
It's a feature, or not a feature, but it's a
Feature.
It's a
not
racial
bug, but a
feature.
feature.
Exactly. No, it's a racial thing.
Okay.
He goes, "Well, give me some time to add this to the plan. Now, if I can find a way where I don't have to be her slave again."
Like I said,
Right.
we're not gonna let anything happen to you. We'll fight her if we have to. It's just a diversion, just a way to, let the other ones do what it is they have to do.
And
And then we hold good on our promise.
Yeah.
and then she ends up turning him into a horse. And motions to Kal'zi.
Why do you want to be a horse?
Half a horse.
Why do you want to be half a horse? That's even worse.
Because
That's an awful idea, Kal'zi.
Are your guts will be hanging out? Ugh.
No, a contiguous half of each of half of the horses added on. Oh my,
Basically, he'd have a
that's-
horse head and then a human body.
One of the
I will-
kids kind of slaps him.
I will
slaps him
ask
across
her.
the
and I
shoulders. Like,
lean right
you know,
in.
a Seniotar. He's a Seniotar.
Hold on. I go up to Aster and I lean right in. I go,
Aster's just giggling.
say that again.
Horse head, human legs.
Let's go.
I'm looking over my spells of what I can cast.
Aster licks his teeth.
Ugh.
That is possible to happen. I think maybe I've seen it once.
The kids are going like, what's happening?
It's getting really tense in here, everyone.
I'll forgive you this time because I've already used 3 spells on you.
You know I'm just joking. Oh my. No, he's a centaur.
Or
Like, actually.
maybe,
Yeah, a
maybe,
Seniotar.
maybe Aster.
Seniotar.
Maybe Aster, I've learned a thing or two from you, and I wink and turn around.
I don't get. He looks at Gray. Aster turns and looks at Gray. What? I don't understand.
It's a good idea, poor execution.
I don't get it.
Boys.
Was he flirting
Anyway.
with me just then?
Will
Is that what that
like
was?
shoves the box of like unicorn horns, of wooden unicorn horns to you, saying, "Tell you what, if the unicorn finds you worthy, then I'll go along with your plan."
With the power of Thor.
She says, her name's Lamorna.
Lamorna. Who was it?
Put it in the chat.
Lamorna.
Who is he referring to?
Yeah.
Oh, the unicorn.
The unicorn.
Oh, okay.
Is that gonna be like a No, never mind.
Well, thank you.
Yes, I think we will circle back and see if we can execute this plan. We have to come back at some point anyway to pick up Star. So yeah. Kind of look up in the little oak. Kind of look back down to Will, and I'm like, so, like those houses on him, they're made of just trees, right? Not like other ents. Say ents, tree ents.
And yeah, I made sure they weren't alive.
Okay, good. I was a little freaked out by that. So. All right. So.
You said
I guess
3 arms.
What do
Oh,
you
it's
think?
that pig
What do you think
thing.
these cages were made out of from the second Pirates movie?
Ugh.
All the bones.
So, I guess onto the Lake of the Unicorn.
Right.
Okay, I'll just slowly back away.
Yeah.
Not breaking eye contact. No, I think that went quite well. Quite well. We learned many things.
And you didn't sacrifice a child.
I am kind of happy that I'm
Yet.
glad yes. Yes. Kind of stutters a bit.
Right, you spend some time walking towards the wayward pool.
Can we take maybe a rest at some point? I used a lot of spells on Aster.
So it's up to you when you want to take a rest. The treehouse would be a good spot to do it.
Yeah, I mean, I'd say it might be good to just so I can, if anything else, or if nothing else, just to redo my spells. Although, what is the time limit we have on the other?
Like 12 days.
It was 8
12
days.
days.
Ah.
Okay, and so I don't want to waste time.
It's been nearly 24 hours.
Yeah.
It starts with a number.
Yeah. You think we should rest our feet? I can update any spells that we might need.
I think it's okay to take a rest.
Nobody's listening. They're busy watching Star roll around.
Yeah.
So
Are you
cute.
taking a short rest or a
Probably a long rest.
long rest? Okay.
That's okay, Jess. Wait, you didn't bring your phone in there with you. Oh God.
No.
Yeah,
I would pee.
it
Why
has
would I
been
bring
in
my
a-
phone with me?
And
Yeah,
that's on stream.
Whatever.
I don't think we actually took a long rest since we were with the bunnies. So
No.
Oh,
Yeah,
you're right.
yeah, we would
Yeah.
have been getting into exhaustion levels if we didn't take a long rest.
Yeah, I'm trying
Yeah.
to keep track of time, but
Yeah.
it's all a little
should we
weird
all-
here.
Sure, I'll take another long rest to make sure we don't get exhausted.
Yeah.
And to reset spells.
Yeah, if you want.
Okay.
No harm in it.
I hit confirm, so it's already done.
Short rest. No, long rest. Big long rest. I'm gonna look over my. Is there any spells that anybody would really want? I've got a bunch of healing spells that I'm sort of just keeping in the back pocket just in case.
Got anything good against hags?
Got that
I
hag
mean-
spell up your sleeve?
I mean, I could. I got lesser restoration.
Wait, what were the things that hurt the hags? One was Widdershins.
I don't think
That's
we
right,
know
Witter
about the other one.
Does fire hurt them?
Or water?
No, because they like to bathe. Well, the one did anyway.
Yeah. I mean, we're not going in right away to try and kill the hags, right? We're gonna have at least another day before we do that, I would imagine. At least.
Do you think we're qualified?
I don't honestly, but I kind of have to. Feel like I have to do this now.
Maybe we can get the unicorn to do it.
I just noticed that Squirt has a hover speed.
Uh,
So Squirt is the oil can was actually floating around.
Perfect.
Oh, I didn't mean to click that. Yeah, you guys take a long rest. Spend some time talking to the kids, to Will.
Watch the cat.
Watch the cat play. Even though it can't talk, like you can tell it understands you.
And
Just
we
like a
level
cat.
up.
It just
Yeah.
doesn't care.
And we level up.
Oh,
I was just joking. Oh my god.
let's do it at the end of the session.
That's
Oh.
fair enough. See, I'm looking for another spell to take. Let's get rid of some other things. Borrowed knowledge. What's this? Proficiency in the chosen skill. No. I mean, I don't think I'm gonna need too many. Talking from both like a player point of view and sort of as a character point of view. It's like I don't think we're gonna need many things at the moment for fighting. Doesn't feel like we're gonna be fighting anything right away. So I'm only taking like health things as a backup, so we don't have to expend anything else. And I think I'm the main healer anyway, so
You did say you wanted to kill the hag, maybe.
I do, but I don't think we're gonna do that right away. I would take at least another day to prepare exactly what we needed.
Got silence, perhaps?
Yeah, I could do silence, I guess. Silence. I've got lesser restoration, prayer of healing, and silence.
I remember, like, in the rules, you can only take one long rest in a 24-hour period.
Correct.
Yeah, so if you want to take another one, it's going to take a little while.
Yeah, I imagine we're not going to fight her right away, because she's a hag.
Mm-hmm.
Unless you think we're going to be doing the distraction right away, I would suggest we wait another day.
I think maybe we could even go to. So are we gonna be doing Will's plan before we leave for Jan with Squirt?
Yeah, that might be a thing. Think we should do that first, or
You know, you have to go to Loom Lurch to get the oil. So you do.
yeah.
Because if we go to Jan, mess up the theater thing, come back, and then she gives you the hooves, and then we do the trick.
If you do this plan, like, she definitely won't be cooperative.
So if we do the Jan thing first, a higher chance of you getting your legs back.
Yeah, I think I would, as much as I would, like, getting the legs back now has a secondary meaning for Kal'zi, so he would probably want to try and do as much as he can to do that before killing the
Oh yeah,
kill the
yeah.
hag. So probably would wait one more day at least to do it. So I think with that, I'll go ahead and prepare more support spells. Oh, we can see everything now. Oh, I want to go to the mushroom forest clearing.
It's one of the fairy rings.
Yes, fairy circles. Don't go.
It's this spice's version of the water pipes.
Yep.
Yeah.
I mean, you definitely have opportunity to go there.
Protection from good and evil. Detect magic? Detect good and evil. I don't think I'll need detect magic. I can never remember which classes can cast ritually. Can paladins cast ritually? Or cleric. I'm a cleric. I gotta remember I'm a cleric.
If they can do the spell, then yes.
No, because not every spellcaster can cast ritually.
Oh.
Yeah, I'm looking it up.
Anyway.
What? Yeah, no, wizards and stuff can.
I can do rituals if I have them prepared. So, looking at spells. Got one more I can take.
Which spells
Should
can
probably
I
roll
take?
We got command, detect good and evil, healing word, protection from good and evil. I guess. Yeah, I guess. Take Bane, or attack or save. Yeah, I'm gonna take Bane.
Oh, you.
Which means I don't really have any.
We're gonna blow up Loom.
I don't have any spells that do damage other than Word of Radiance and Thunderclap. I can't even do Thunderclap all the time. So, and Thunderwave. So, and I also have Shatter always prepared.
This one
so
kid is just sitting by you, fascinated as you talk about what spell should I prepare today, huh? And she keeps giving suggestions. It's like, how about the one that makes lightning, turns people to lightning?
I don't have that. I do thunder.
Aww.
Thunder.
Aww. I wanted to see some lightning.
I can make you blind and or deaf.
One of them goes, Can you summon a horse?
Look, you little son.
I just meant summon steed, that's all I meant.
I do not have summon steed, as far as I know.
Summons himself.
Look, if you don't, just keep quiet. Sit in your
I didn't
hands.
say that.
Not you, to the kid.
At one point, Will takes Gray aside, saying, I recognize what those horns are.
Don't worry.
We can't trust you, right?
I have no intention of it taking me over.
Well, listen, I kind of know how it feels to be at the whim of a hag. I'm glad that you got through it.
Not there yet, but I'm getting there.
Yes, well, like he sounded like way more mature than he looks at this moment. He says like, well, maybe I'm not all the way through it either. I'm doing my best. That's why I want to save these kids.
At least, noble sentiment.
He goes, well, yeah, so don't mess it up then. He gives you a little playful punch on the elbow. He kind of like saying, well, I'm going to bed.
You do that.
Yeah, I don't need you.
Past your bedtime anyway.
Fine, I was tired anyway. I want to go to bed.
Eventually, all the kids kind of climb up little ropes and ladders, kind of settle into their bunks. And a little oak kind of finds a place to settle down. He kind of kneels down. Sleepy. You all make camp. Take a long rest.
Take some twigs right in front of Little Oak, snap them in half, throw them into the fire.
Don't break eye contact with him while you're doing it.
Right, everyone give me a perception check.
What do we perceive?
Oh god,
Yeah.
nothing.
Pimner's got her ear to the ground because she's 3 feet from the ground.
Pimner, like, you're finding it hard to sleep tonight. Ever since you left the carnival, like, nights have been a little harder than usual. Or maybe it's just like it's never dark here. You're not really sure. But after a few hours, you hear something large kind of pass by overhead. You see a shadow of this, like this winged shadow, kind of pass over you. You hear this like horrible screeching sound, like this roaring screech. And it flies overhead. And then a moment later, it just disappears into the clouds above.
So it was like enormous.
It's pretty
Screeched. Do I notice that no one else woke up?
big. Look around. Like none of your companions seem to have woken up.
I'm assuming I'm close to Aster. I'm gonna shake Aster awake. Aster. Aster.
What? Yeah, yes.
Did you see it? Oh, probably not. You just woke up. There was a really big thing in the sky. It made like a shrieking cry thing. It flew. I'm sort of concerned that no one else woke up.
Are you sure it wasn't just like an owl
No.
or something? Oh.
No, it was much bigger than an owl. It was like, I don't know, like 50 owls big.
Well, it's quite large.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't
Where did it go?
went that way and then point to the direction it went. Was it towards Loomlurch?
It went.
By
It
chance?
was heading south.
Okay. Went that way. And then is there like something I can do to be like, was that remotely familiar or like?
Give me a history check. History or nature? Well, how about nature? Yeah.
We're going
Wonder if
nature.
it went to the pool.
It was large and it had wings. That's like kind of all you know.
It might have been a
Big-
tree.
had wings. I don't know if they were the feather kind or like the skin kind. I just know that there are wings.
Wonder if it's going to the pool.
Ah, maybe
Well,
that's where we're going. So, heads up. There might be a big thing in the air.
I mean, well, yeah. Like, and not to discredit you or nothing. I'm sure you have a very valid reason for being frightened by it. But this is the Feywild. It could have just been an exceptionally large owl. Like, the Feywild's full of really weird shit.
Could have been like a sparrow, but just ones that's, you know.
It's 100 sparrows big.
Yeah.
How many sparrows is that?
Don't worry.
Okay.
We'll.
Just wanted to tell somebody, you know.
No, of course.
Yeah.
No, we'll keep it. We'll be sure to keep an eye out, and whenever everybody else wakes up, we'll let them know. Because if we're heading down, if it went that way,
Yeah, I guess it could have turned after I was out of sight. But
I'm gonna say too that Stars decided to sleep with you two tonight.
who did what?
Star.
the star? Where was Star?
It's like a cuddled up next to you.
Oh, it's
Kind of
just
because
like
you took the ball back.
It's like we're back at the carnival.
He's
Star-
asleep on my legs. I now I can never move them again.
Yep.
Never. That's all. And then so Pim does a little hum of like what the calliope sounds like.
Do you miss it?
Star starts to purr.
Oh, I guess, not really. You know, it was good to be there, but now we're here, and I guess I'll go back, of course, because I went there, but
I'll turn
you
on
know.
some
Do you-
music here.
Do you want to go back? Like,
Huh.
I've known you for a long time, Pim. I don't even know what it is that you lost.
Yeah, I guess maybe I don't really know either, because I've lost it for so long. But you know, wherever I am, it's all the same. So maybe it's got something to do with that.
Did you lose
But-
your memories?
No,
Oh.
no, it's just I don't really feel like
No, I
I need to
don't-
be anywhere. Is the problem?
Oh, that's really fucking sad, actually. I'm sorry
Oh.
for asking.
No, it's
Well-
fine, because then I'm never sad when I'm away from anywhere.
I guess so. I just don't want you to feel like like if you didn't enjoy your time at the carnival, or if you don't
No.
want to go back, then
I mean, it's not like working retail. Obviously, is not like the most relaxing job in the world. But I mean, I was pretty good at what I did, and I learned some neat tricks. I have some songs. I got this really neat face paint.
You know how to say swears in Sylvan now?
Yes, I do. And don't forget all that giant I know. From
Really
that-
comes in handy.
Yeah. That 1 week we were in that place, and I just happened to pick it up really easily.
I mean, you're the only one in the entire carnival who was able to communicate with them, so you know it really saved our asses like a lot. Because I was
Yeah,
really,
there's just
like
something about it that just really clicked for
they couldn't like
literally
ride,
no reason.
they couldn't ride half the rides.
Yeah, the Pixie. Well, they had to go to the Pixie Palace just to use most of the rides.
They had to close the goblin wrestling.
I don't
It's-
know if I want to go back.
It's a type of like thumb wrestling, but the goblins would just have to. I mean, you don't have to if you don't want to.
I just don't know what's gonna happen after all this, you know. Like this is technically my home, the Feywild.
What does it feel like being back?
It's strange. Like not, you know, Prismere is not where I'm from, I don't think.
Has been a while since you've been here, I guess.
A very long time. It's this weird feeling of, I know it's right, this is where I'm supposed to be, but I don't feel that feeling of home, you know?
I do.
I mean, at least I have a guarantee of a job.
Stable income.
Stable incomes. You get paid. They didn't pay me.
No.
Oh,
They paid me in room and board.
yeah,
All they
that's
gave
true.
me was corn dogs.
Just got corn dogs and
Just missing like all my teeth from all
funnel
the candy
cake.
floss.
Yeah, right. Like
I've eaten
they
nothing
paid for
but-
my dentures.
I've eaten nothing but funnel cake and candied apples for 8 years.
I don't know. It's just
Kind of.
Yeah.
Good.
No,
I
I
got
was-
a jokey comment. You finish your stuff.
Kal'zi, you're not even awake. Be
Mm-mm.
quiet.
You don't
What?
even go
That's-
here.
What? No, I was.
You don't even know.
I think Kal'zi's talking in his sleep again.
Yes, that sometimes.
You see him. You see him sort of running a little bit.
Oh, like dogs do.
Yeah.
But
Ah.
the hands are like the front hooves, and so it's like.
How close is Kal'zi to Aster right now?
I guess we're in a decently, probably within a couple feet, depending if you went over to Pim or whatnot. We're all in a group sleeping.
He's snoring, but it sounds more like a horse snort.
Nay. Nay.
I
Little
don't even
leaf
know what I'm gonna do about
floating
this
up and
one,
down as
honestly.
he snores.
Yeah. I don't even
Go ahead,
know what
Jess.
I'm gonna do about this one, honestly.
What do you mean?
I don't think he likes me very much.
I think he's very oblivious. So, he seems pretty focused on his legs.
Oh
But-
no, of course. Yeah.
But there was that weird wink thing at the end.
Yeah, I don't
That-
know what that was about. It was really
I
bizarre.
I think that might have been flirting. Maybe. Don't look too deep into it though. I'm really not a great wing person despite wearing wings all the time.
I'm not gonna lie to you. I don't think he knows how to flirt.
And it's not his fault, you know? It's not his fault.
No, of course not.
It's just how he is, how he expresses himself, I guess. I don't know. I'm really not great at these things.
Oh no, me either, and that's why like this shit
That's a lie. That was a huge. Why'd you?
what?
You're flirting for the whole campaign.
That's what I'm calling this journey, our campaign.
The champagne.
I guess so. I don't know. I don't even. He just made it so easy. You know, like at first I was doing it to get under his skin.
But then he got under yours.
Oh, why'd you have to say it like that? Ugh.
Aw.
That's
Her
that one wide
cheeks in her
open.
mouth. Thank goodness she's on her side, so that way she doesn't die.
The pocket's
Kal'zi,
like,
fucking Kal'zi, I did it again. Aster will just kind of like lean over and look at Kal'zi, like very softly, gingerly, like pushes the hair over his face so it's not getting in his face while he's sleeping. Disgusting.
Right,
Yeah.
sleeping like mouth open, and just like breathing through the mouth.
like the word agape fully describes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, it is. And so Pim's looking at the both of them and how they're interacting. It's like, absolutely disgusting. And then smiling. Just, yeah.
Well,
All
Takes
right,
the-
I
takes the
feel a
hide
lot
act-
better.
Takes the
Oh,
hide
fuck.
action in her
Don't worry,
You're
I'm not
sleeping
even
bag.
here.
I'll make sure to keep we'll tell them whenever they all wake up about the 50 owls large thing.
Yeah, it's just too many owls, you know?
Because if there is a unicorn at that spring, or pool, or whatever, I'd hate to think that some giant, monstrous creature is going for it.
Yeah.
What if it didn't the hag say what? One of them. I think it was the first one. Blah 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 blah.
Love Lorna?
Yeah. Didn't she say that? Like she communicates with her sisters with birds. Although I guess those are just those tiny little things in the cages.
Those were only the ones that we saw. Ooh.
Best not to dwell on it while we go back to sleep, I think.
Mm-hmm. Well, and cuddles up extra to Star. She's like, oh, this is great. You can't have a bad night. You can't not go to sleep when there's this good of a sorry, what they're called? Displacer
beast.
When you have a displacer beast kitten with you,
Right.
you feel soft and safe.
Just like his dad, whose name I can't remember at the moment, even though I've known him my whole life.
It
No,
was,
it's
something,
okay.
it was something like the Heragram or something like that.
I was originally taking really good notes. Yeah, Dear Lagground. Dear Lagground is what I have written.
Ah, good old Delaground.
Dear, the darling displacer beast friend of ours.
Delagran, I think so.
Delagran, yeah, that sounds about right. He'll be happy to get his son back, I think.
His artwork had he was doing a little bleep with his tongue.
Oh. He's blipping.
Squirt.
It's a good blip.
Right.
Good night.
Good night, Pim.
Good night, Aster.
Scene!
God
Yeah.
damn it, bud. I look over in the Discord for 1 second.
That's
That's the Patreon only title.
I was gonna say too, when you say like good night, Squirt goes it's like good night, Aster. Squirt.
For fuck's sake.
I heard everything.
Shh, you keep that little spout of yours shut.
My spout's sealed.
Good night,
You won't
Squirt.
see me squirting my mouth off.
Alright, you take your long rest.
Yay!
Yay!
Aster just kind of lays back. He's got his hands under his head and he's looking up at the sky like.
Do you want to continue or it's almost 11.
Good. It's a good
That-
stopping point.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good stuff.
Yeah.
Good stop point. Alright.
Plus, you told us to level up at the end.
Yep, and you all will level up.
Yay!
Hey!
You level up so much in this game. It's
Oh, I
amazing.
love it.
Yeah.
We're going up
This is
really-
the highest
we're going
level I've
really
ever
fast.
had a character at level 5.
It was so like. At the end of every session while we were still in the carnival, it was like, did we level up? Did we level
Yeah.
up? Did we level up?
Technically, by the
we
rules,
leveled up.
rules
We
of the
leveled
book,
up to 5 in Waterdeep on the very last level
Yeah.
episode. When it was the epilogue.
technically by the rules, you should have leveled up last session.
Oh.
But I wanted to see if you guys explored a little more.
Yeah, that's fair.
Did we
I
not do
get an
that
extra
really?
attack! Woo.
So we're at level 5 now. Level 5.
Mhm.
Good, so I can learn Fireball now.
Oh no, campaign over.
I learned something called Uncanny Dodge.
Oh,
Ooh.
hell yeah! Uncanny Dodge is awesome.
Oh,
It
yeah.
seems
Oh,
pretty
I can-
cool.
You're getting to the point where rogues like can't get hit by anything.
Yeah.
It halves the damage.
Mm-hmm.
I can destroy undead.
Nice. They're so
Like a-
prevalent in the
Like a
Feywild.
ghoul?
That's the joke. Yeah.
Oh shit! No wait. Actually,
They have to be at 5th level. It looks like they have to be CR 1/2 or lower. And the way that monsters work in D&D is that it's generally 4 creatures of a level can defeat a monster of that CR. So 4 level 1 characters can defeat a CR1 monster. So I'm thinking that the undead little haggling ghouls or whatever are probably not CR1, but I can try.
Ooh, okay. Campaign ends. I can learn Remove Curse. We're all safe now.
Yay!
Yay!
Wait, you could have gotten a scroll this whole time?
What's a scroll?
Oh, never mind. About 3 pounds. But cha. Oh, it means I get more spells to prepare. I have third level spells.
I'm just happy about second attack. Let's go. Karen gets one too, I think.
Third
level
I have
five
fast
spells.
movement and extra attack.
Yes.
Do I get? Oh, I don't get. Oh, hey, I can get remove curse.
Wait, I have Misty Step? Huh?
I've got Misty Step.
That's a fun one.
Hey, Grade, you need I've learned how to remove curse by going to bed.
I had this weird dream.
Yeah.